letters, communication, post-termination, and then the St. Francis will make a good faith effort to find a permanent placement for Desiree and Dakota that would be willing to continue that communication agreement. And the only thing we don't have is, because we just agreed on this late yesterday, we don't have his relinquishment or Rule 11 agreement signed as yet. But we did reach an agreement in principle, so we just need to circulate the paperwork.
Okay. All right, then I will, of course, I'll approve that agreement. I'll make that part of my final ruling here today when we finish with the rest of the case. So, okay. Other than that, Mr. Graff, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right.
May I ask a quick question, Judge, just to clarify the agreement?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Graff, that is St. Francis will make their best efforts with whoever placement is, correct?
For the placement for Dakota and Desiree, yes.
They'll make their best efforts to have post-termination communications.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that language is in there. Thank you so much, Judge, for letting me do that.
Okay. Mr. Graff, first witness.
Yes, Your Honor, that would be Vanessa Jones. Ms. Jones has a 10 a.m., so I'm going to take her out of order and put her on first.
All right. Ms. Jones, if you raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you're going to have to speak up.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Graff?
Thank you, Judge. And before I begin the testimony, I would move to offer petitioners exhibits 1 through 19. I think our cover sheet indicates 18, but there's actually 19 documents. There was a numbering error.
All right. I've got your petitioner's trial exhibits list. Yeah, 1 through 19. All right. Any objections to 1 through 19?
No objection.
No
Right.
objection.
Petitioner's exhibits 1 through 19 are admitted.
Okay. And with that, if it pleases the court and counsel, Ms. Jones, who are you employed by?
The Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what is your current position with DFPS?
I'm an investigator for
Okay. And how long have you been employed with the department?
8 years and 8 months.
Okay. And what are your primary duties as an investigator for?
To ensure child safety and make sure the child's basic needs are being met by the caregiver.
Okay. And what training and or experience do you have in child welfare that is necessary for that position?
Guys, today we enter a courtroom already at the edge of finality, with post-termination contact decided before testimony even begins.
I have 8 years experience with the department, completed numerous trainings that help us learn the signs of recognizing and preventing any type of abuse, and advancing my interviewing skills with family, as well as assessing the well-being of the children and their caregivers.
Okay. And are you familiar with the case involving Ms. Darlene Schutz and her children, Deandra Schutz and Desiree and Dakota Fife?
Yes.
Okay. And did you file the affidavit and petition in this case?
Yes.
And were the allegations true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Okay. At the time that you filed, were you able to identify the fathers?
No.
Okay. And what were the allegations that caused the case to be assigned to you?
There were concerns of Miss Shute's mental health. She was having thoughts of suicide, also making statements of ramming her vehicle into something.
Okay. And were the children exposed to that ideation?
Yes.
Okay. And did the family have a prior CPS history at the time that you got the case?
Yes, sir. They've had history with the department since 2017.
And what have been can you describe for the court the nature of the history?
Yes, we have had physical abuse allegations. We have had physical neglect allegations, neglectful supervision, and medical neglect.
Okay. have any of those prior cases led to a case filing?
No.
Okay. And so once you were assigned, what did you do to investigate?
At that time, I did reach out to Miss Shute's boyfriend, Heath Stiegel, because my report indicated that the children were with him as due to her being in the pavilion.
Okay.
And so I made contact with the kids at his residence.
Okay. And what did you learn after you met with the children?
I did not speak to the children at that time due to the case being an alternative response. I just observed them. But he did, Mr. Siegel did state that Ms. Schutz was texting DeAndrea statements, and that's why he went and picked up the children. And she was threatening to ram her vehicle into something. At that time, Desiree was in the vehicle with her, and she voiced that she would not do it until Desiree was out of the vehicle with her. And that's when Mr. Stiegel contacted law enforcement.
Okay. And what happened after that?
In regards to my investigation or that?
Yes, yes, please.
At that time, I asked Mr. Stiegel to have Ms. Schutz contact me once she was discharged from the pavilion. I did not receive a call, so I did reach out to Ms. Schutz and, just explain that we had an open case due to the incident, which, she was not happy about it, but I was able to convince her to meet with me. So she said she would meet with me at the city park in Fridge.
Okay. And what happened when you met? What did you learn when you met with her at the city park?
At that time, she basically did not want to comply. I asked if she was getting counseling as well as Deandra, because I had learned that Deandra also has depression and suicidal thoughts from her probation officer. They were not willing to do any services or receive my assistance in helping her or them find counseling, but I was able to convince Ms. Schutz to sign a medical release so I could pull records.
Okay. And was there anything remarkable once you pulled the records that you learned?
I was not able to find any records for Ms. Schutz at that time, confirming that she was getting her mental health addressed.
Okay. And where was the family living at this time?
They were living in Fridge, Texas in a trailer.
Okay. And what was, do you remember what the address was?
I believe 500 Mesquite.
Okay. Were you ever able to meet with the family or observe at the family home?
I was only able to go to the residence the day of removal. I was never able to see inside of the residence.
Did you have concerns about the residence?
Yes.
What were they?
That there were no electricity, no water, 7 dogs living in the home, and the floor was caving in.
Okay. And then what people were living in the home?
To my knowledge, Ms. Schutz, DeAndrea, Desiree, and Dakota.
Okay. And you believe you made reasonable efforts to engage the mother and help with services short of filing the petition?
No.
Yes, when I met with them at the city park.
Your Honor, take a moment. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but would you mind muting my client?
Sure. Ms. Schutz, you can't interrupt this proceeding, so I'm going to mute you so you can't. All right, go ahead.
I did discuss I could help with counseling and provide further services, and Ms. Schutz stated that I needed to leave her alone, and after today, I did not need to contact her no further.
Okay.
My initial filing was in order to participate in services.
Okay. But at some point that became a temporary managing conservatorship petition, correct?
Correct.
Okay. In addition to the concerns about mental health, did you have any other concerns about safety issues, either abuse or neglect?
The concerns were that Ms. Schutz was verbalizing with the children present.
All right. What about with regard to the children? Were there any concerns about exposure, anything inappropriate, or any issues that you learned during your investigation that the mother was failing to be protective about?
Yes.
And what was that?
That during her sessions, counseling sessions, we later learned that she was doing those in front of the kids. And during those sessions, what she would be saying would have the kids upset, and it led them to feeling depressed and also having suicidal thoughts.
Okay. What about any allegations of abuse or anything along that line?
The abuse outcries came the day of removal, when the children were placed in the pavilion. That's when they made those statements.
What was the nature of those outcries?
Can we, excuse me, can we identify each, you say children, I don't know what child you're talking about. So can you break it down as to what each child said?
Correct, yes. So when I was
Your Honor, I'm going to
sorry to, give me a minute. This is on YouTube and I'm getting ready to take it off before we go any further. So give me just a second here.
Judge, you're reading my mind. Thank you.
The abuse outcry begins, the mother interrupts, and the judge instantly mutes her before pulling the live stream. When a judge removes a hearing from public view, it's because what follows isn't just sensitive, it's deeply troubling. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.